in the United States, it could be morning, because that's when I'm going to post this. Sitting here with my Martin M-21. This is such a great guitar. M-21 guitars. These are quadruple O's. Okay, not triple O's and not double O's. They're quadruple O's. They have just a little bit wider bout on these. I think this is close to 16 inches. So yeah, it's a really neat guitar. The other thing that's really good about it is it only has a 4-inch depth. So even though it's you know, got that big 16-inch bout, because it's a little slimmer, it's easy for me to wrap around this guitar. This thumb pick is really something. It really speeds you up a little bit, you know. You can I just like the way it plays. It's really neat. These are Fred Kelly picks. But this one, the way it grabs the string. It's real clean. I like it. It's a good pick. Anyways, a couple things I wanted to do. Again, I got this little gadget. I'm not going to show it tonight, but I'm going to give you just a pre-look at it. I guess they call it prelude, right? Well, anyways, I sent away for this. I saw it come up. I think I was in Facebook, and I saw this come up as an ad, and I really wondered, what in the world is that? And it's this thing that's called a tone bar. Did you hear about it? Well, I sent away for it. I think I paid $9 for it, if I remember right. And here's what this thing is. I'm going to tell you, I paid $9. It's kind of like buying the Taylor piece of plastic for $9. Well, I spent another $9, and I got a wire. This is called the tone bar. Let me move this over here. There we go. This is called a tone bar. It's patent. You know, it's a real tool, and I haven't used it yet. But from the videos, when you apply this to your guitar, and I'll explain in just a moment. When you apply it, it's supposed to make the top resonate more, and give you more tone, and perhaps more volume. And basically, what it is you'll notice it's a heavy wire, and it's got little bent ends. And what you do is you remove. Well, what you do is when you're putting on a new set of strings, instead of using pins, you know how on the ball end of the string, you know, you get that little ball there. This goes into those little ends of the strings, and on the other underside of the guitar, it rides against the bridge plate, and you don't need the pins. Okay, so you're not going to use the pins. Basically, the ball end of the strings are hooked into this thing underneath the top of the guitar. And so the strings still come up through, but what's holding them instead of the pins is this metal bar underneath. And so in doing so, it's supposed to give more contact to the ball end of the strings, thus giving you more tone. Is it real or not? Does it work? I don't know. I can't tell yet. I got the instructions here, and they're very simple. Basically, I think just about anybody could figure this out. In terms of putting it on, it doesn't look like you have to modify the guitar in any way. Basically, you're just threading those ball end of the string onto this and bringing it up through, and tuning it up like you would any other string. So tomorrow I'm going to put this on. I'm going to do a before and after. I'll play a guitar, and you can hear what it sounds like. And then I'll put the same set. I think I might use the same set of strings, so there won't be any questions about that. I'll just redo them. And you can give it a try and see what you think. See if this tone bar, it's called the tone bar, and see if it works. Did you hear about this thing? Anyways, it's a gadget of all gadgets. But I like gadgets, and you never know. We might find something that works well. So stay tuned tomorrow to see if this thing really works, the tone bar. Okay. All right. So that being said, it's evening, so I'm having some root beer. I should have a cup, really. I shouldn't be drinking out of the bottle. I'm really roughing it here. Oh, but that's pretty good stuff. I like root beer. Especially, I like root beer with vanilla ice cream in it, but I'm trying to stay away from that stuff. Okay. Well, anyways, all right. So, don't forget the 16th. That's the first live for Guitar Notes and Notions. So we're gonna give that a try, and I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. on the 16th of July. It's a Tuesday night here on the West Coast of California, and I'm gonna go live, and hopefully it won't be a total disaster, but we'll find out how I do. But I know you'll be patient with me. It's the only time I'm going to pull out the I'm old card, you know. I'm old. I don't use that very often, but when I use it, it means something. Like I use that when I see a discount for a senior, I definitely am old then. So discounts and special moments, I might pull the I'm old thing. Other than that, I don't claim it. Anyways, all right, okay. So now, the next thing we're going to do is I wanted to talk about power chords again, but not just power chords. The video that I put out, I think it's like 3 or 4 videos ago now, where I showed you some major chords, and then I showed you 2-finger fill-ins that you could do and use to embellish your playing, or use it as a turnaround. Remember, like for the E string? In fact, we used it when we did Amazing Grace. Right? Remember the Amazing Grace one? We used it. That was that 2-finger fill-in. We did it for the E chord. We did it for D. And we talked about the fact you could do one for C. And so on. And so we went over those, and people seem to really enjoy hearing about that. And I was glad of that, because it is kind of fun to have things that you can fill in, especially when you're playing with others. That you can just grab and throw it in there and make it sound good. So today I thought I'd show you those same chords, but another way to do it, okay? And it's using power chords. Now, when I play, I like to see patterns in my playing. I hope you know what I'm saying. It's a good idea to know the notes and the names of notes and where they are and everything. But it also is helpful, at least for me, is if I see a pattern in it, because I'll remember it a lot easier, okay? And it just so happens I can see it, sort of a pattern in how this is going to work, and it works the same way for several power chords or several chords. So let me explain. Let me show you what I mean. Let's start with the E. Remember the E? Right? There's the E. Okay, so this is the E power chord. I'll put the chart up there. We've gone over power chords before. But it's a great chord. I love the power chords. And so, but the chart's up there, and if you need some help with power chords and want to understand them a little more, I do have videos on power chords, particularly the E, A, and B, and D power chords. Okay, so I think there's a video that's kind of early on when I started this channel back in February. So you have to kind of move back a little bit and you'll find it. Okay, so here's the E power chord. All right, now let's talk about that little turnaround. Where can you find it in this power chord? Well, if you pay attention to where your middle finger's at, okay? Don't move the middle finger. Leave it in place. And all I want you to do is I want you to pick up your ring finger, move it over one string, stay on the same fret. You're on that 9th fret, but it's right alongside your. Again, it's right alongside your middle finger, but it's just one string over. There's that note. Same as up here. Well, here it is here. Same thing, except it's right with that power chord. And the way you can reference this is just remember, don't move your middle finger. Just take your ring finger, move it over one string. And there it is. You got it with your power chord. Okay, now let me back up. Let's go to the D. Okay, so if you go back 2 frets with your power chord, you're now playing a D power chord. It works the same way. Leave your middle finger in place. Just take your ring finger, move it over one string. There it is right there. Okay, let's try that again. I'm making a mess out of it. There's the D chord. And so that works back up another 2 frets. There's C. Okay. There's the C. It happens to be the same ones. Okay. So that's another great way to do it. Now let me show you something more, seeing we're already on this. Let's go back to that E power chord. And we know we're going to move the ring finger over and now we're able to do that little run. Well, there's something else you can do if you remember using the middle finger as your reference, okay? So in this case, though, you're using that middle finger as your reference, but you're going to have to replace that middle finger for the pointer finger. So just move down to it, and from that note right there, you can do all kinds of runs on that. Along with that E power chord, okay? Okay, so and basically all I'm doing right there for just those notes is I'm just playing where the middle finger would be at, then on that same string, just moving up 2 frets, moving over one string, and moving up 2 frets. And if you move up one more fret there, okay, it's just all kinds of stuff you can do. And it's a little easier if I have a regular pick, I think. Let me just see. And guess what? If you move back to the D, same thing works there. Just where that middle finger is at, use it as your reference. Just move your ring finger up to it, or your pointer finger up to it. Same thing. You can do all kinds of fun stuff with that. And if you're a lead guitar player, it's just a great place to launch off. If you're in that key and embellish your music, okay? So I wanted to show you that as well. All right. Well, I'm going to end right there, and hopefully this is something you'll be able to add to your bag of tricks, enjoy, and have some fun with it. Maybe as you're playing along in a jam session, it's something you could throw in. But it's nice to have little tools like that you can play with. So we're going to end right there. Don't forget, we're going live on the 16th, 6 p.m. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It really helps my channel, and I appreciate it so much. I really do. And I hope you all have a great day or night, whichever one it is, wherever you are in this world.